Hi, it's Matthew Holt. I'm here with Ryan McQuaid. Ryan is the CEO of a brand new company on his t-shirt there called Plushcare. And prior to that, known to some of us as being AT&T's guy for their in healthcare recently. In fact, you were on stage a couple of years back at Health 2.0 doing an
Correct.
AT&T run. So you just left. You were doing, I don't know if you're still doing, or you were doing an MBA at Berkeley, and your class project became Plushcare, as you found out last night. Just launched last night and has an Indiegogo campaign just starting today. So first things first, what the hell is Plushcare?
So Plushcare is trying to recreate, Matthew, the experience I had as an athlete at Berkeley. I played.
Losing all the time, I assume, at Bucket? Sorry, you were at Stanford.
I, I, I attended there when actually we were in the top 10 for football. So, no, but in all seriousness, as an athlete there, we had coaches, athletic trainers, and then team doctors. And the team doctors we had seamless access to via email and phone, which handled actually pretty much all of our needs unless we got hurt, physically at practice. But I thought, why can't I have that same convenience that I had as an athlete at Berkeley as a working professional? And then I thought about, I've always been jealous of my friends who have doctors that are in their families, and they can just call them or email them, and if they have a sinus infection, it's seamless treatment. Instead, now I have to deal with the healthcare system, which 50% of us actually delay going into the healthcare system because it's such a pain to deal with. So can we create an experience that's similar to having a doctor as a family member, or the experience that I had as an athlete at Berkeley? And that's really what Plushcare is about. It's trying to create concierge medicine for the masses and the working professionals.
So we've had there are a couple of approaches to doing this, right? There are some of these aspects available at the big systems like Kaiser. There are some of the more concierge practices which have physical places, but also offer some level of connectivity by email, or in some cases by video, like a One Medical or something else like that.
Yep.
So you're doing a slice of that. Explain which part of that the Plushcare is providing.
So Plushcare is providing the email, phone, and video consultation with a doctor. Researchers have identified that about 7 out of 10 physician office visits can be done virtually. And then in addition to that, for those other 3 out of 10, we want to be your healthcare advocate per se. So if we believe you need to see your own primary care doctor in person, we will advise you to see him or her and hold your hand, handing off whatever documentation or diagnosis we had of you. If you don't have a primary care doctor, we will find one nearby in your network. That's one big issue people have, is I'm working in a really stressful job, and then I have to go spend all this time figuring out who my insurance provider is, where a good doctor is, do they have an available appointment. So we want to make that process seamless. And then, we can maybe even not have you go see a primary care physician, because a lot of issues that our referrals are for specialists. So instead of going to your PCP, can you just go straight to your ENT, or go get lab tests done? So that's really what we want to do, is be the healthcare navigator.
So, and how would it actually work from a consumer's perspective? I find you on, go to plushcare.com, and what happens next?
Yeah, so today you'll go to our Indiegogo campaign and enroll, obviously, but once you're a Plushcare customer, you would log on to plushcare.com, and you can either send us a message if you want to communicate via email, or you can book an appointment for a phone call or video visit with us.
And then when that happens, how do you record the information? How do you sort of keep the either future doctors or the patient back in the loop of what's happened in that visit?
Yep. So we have an EMR that we use that we will have all of our patient record and documentation in. So if a patient wants their information, we can provide it to him or her, or if they'd like to pass it on to another physician, we can do so as well. So we will have all of that stored as far as the patient records.
And then what's the pricing model for consumers is what? Obviously you have a variety of things on the Indiegogo site, but what's your expectation that this is going to cost on a monthly basis for for a family or for an individual?
Yeah, so we're still trying to figure that out. I mean, my end goal is to make it cheaper than $10 per individual per month. There might be different service qualities as we get further down the path, but that's really why we wanted to launch on Indiegogo. Number one is validate the idea. Number two is understand, is it men want it? Is it women want it? Do they want it for themselves? Do they want it for their families or children? What do they want to contact us for? Do they want nutrition or fitness advice? Are they coming to us with only acute issues? So, I mean, that's the point of Indiegogo. It's going along the lines of the lean startup, and we believe we can learn so much so quickly launching on Indiegogo as our platform.
And it's your expectation, I mean, obviously you just said you're going to be finding out and doing some research as the business develops, but is your expectation that this will end up being a kind of layer of a service that could fit across all different kinds of providers? So that you could be referring to lots of different kinds of providers and sort of be the front end to a wider network, as it were?
Yeah. So I mean, I hate to compare us to, everybody wants to compare themselves to Uber today, right? So
well,
I hate to use
maybe
that.
not today, because they just had that car crash and everything soon, but anyway, go on.
So I hate to use that analogy, but I really want to be the logistics company in healthcare, right? So you come to this one-stop shop, you come to Plushcare, and maybe we have some algorithms that detect I'm a female and I have a yeast infection every month, so hey, let's just send your script to CVS. Or hey, I have a sinus infection, it's happens once every year, every couple years. Let's get on the phone for a video visit just to confirm. Or maybe it's something just slightly more complex, and we send you to our UberX, who is CVS Minute Clinic or Walgreens, or one of these pop-up clinics. But again, they're a trusted clinic because Plushcare is sending you to them. Or we send you to your primary care physician. So that's the vision of this, is to make our system more efficient, more convenient, and more affordable. And then we also have this get health, give health aspect, where can we make a bigger impact on a global level.
Oh, tell me about that.
So yeah, it's similar. We thought what Tom's Shoes did as far as buy a shoe, give a shoe was a fantastic concept. So can we do the same in healthcare? And for every Plushcare sign up, we'll be donating a vaccine to a child in need, because today 1 in 5 children lack access to vaccines for preventable diseases, and 1 child dies every 20 seconds. So can we try to solve some of our healthcare access and inefficiencies here, starting in California, spreading across the U.S., but also looking at a global level as well.
And then finally, you got the Indiegogo campaign, literally just started last night, and obviously it's going to run for a little while. That's going to raise a little bit of money, you hope, obviously, but what's the wider scale business plan? Are you going to validate this model and build out a bit and then go and look for funding, or what's your expectation of how this is going to grow?
Yeah, so Indiegogo is not meant to be a funding source to be the infrastructure for this company, right? The main purpose of Indiegogo is to get some beta users, validate that people actually want this, right? They want more seamless access to acute healthcare problems or nutrition and fitness guidance, rather than going to one of the 98,000 applications out there that's basically tailored for the general population, right? We want to provide a specific feedback loop, but we want to, again, learn what people want, validate that there's a need, and then we'll look in the future of what the financing is going to be, whether that's doing something cool where this becomes the healthcare for the people, right? And we get some investment vehicle that invests in Plushcare, and we can get a broad participation, or do we go more of the traditional venture route, or have one of the other healthcare players come in as for financing? I'm not sure yet, but again, what we want to do is make healthcare more efficient, more seamless, and more affordable. So the funding will align with that mission.
Great. So I'm talking with Ryan McQuaid. He's the CEO of Plushcare, a brand spanking new startup in the online health space. And coming from a large company to a startup, it's quite a big move for Ryan. So Ryan, congratulations on the launch.
Thanks.
Look forward to seeing how it goes in the next few weeks and months.
Appreciate it.